myself, I cannot do it. And yet, I know no cause why I should welcome such a guest as grief, save bidding farewell to so sweet a guest as my sweet. Yet again, methinks some unborn sorrow, ripe in fortune's womb, is coming towards me. My inward soul with nothing trembles. Something it grieves, more than with parting from my lord the king.
Each substance of a grief hath 20 shadows, which shows like grief itself, but is not so. Like perspectives, which right gazed upon show nothing but confusion, I awry distinguished form. So your sweet majesty, looking awry upon your lord's departure, find shapes of grief more than himself to wear, which, looked on as it is not the shadows of what it is not. Thus, thrice gracious queen, more than your lord's departure weep not, for is not seen, or if it be, 'tis with false sorrows I, which for things true weeps things imaginary.
Maybe so. But yet my inward soul persuades me it is otherwise.
'Tis nothing but conceit, my gracious lady.
'Tis nothing less. Conceit is still derived from some forefather grief. Mine is not so. For nothing can begot my something grief, but what it is, that is not yet known.
God save your majesty, and well met, gentlemen. I hope the king is not yet shipped for Ireland.
Why hopest thou so? 'Tis better that he is. He designs great haste, his haste good hope. And wherefore dost thou hope he is not shipped?
That he, our hope, might have retired his power, and driven into despair an enemy's hope, which strongly hath set footing in this land. The banished Bolingbroke repeals himself, and with uplifted arms is safe arrived at Ravensburg.
Now God in heaven forbid!
Ah, madam, 'tis too true. And that is worse, the Lord Northumberland, his son young Henry Percy, the lords of Ross, Beaumont, and Willoughby, with all their powerful friends, are fled to him.
Why have you not proclaimed Northumberland and all the rest of the revolting factions traitors?
We have, whereupon the Earl of Worcester hath broke his staff, resigned his stewardship, and all the household servants fled with him to Bolingbroke.
So green, thou art the midwife to my woe, and Bolingbroke my sorrow's dismal heir.
Despair not, madam.
Who shall hinder me? I will despair, and be in enmity with cousin Hope. He is a flatterer.
Here comes the Duke of York.
Full of careful business, Uncle, for God's sake, speak comfortable words.
Should I do so, I should belie my thoughts. Comfort in heaven, and we are on earth, where nothing lives but crosses, cares, and grief. Your husband, he is gone to save far off, whilst others come to make him lose at home. Here am I left to underprop his land, who weak with age cannot support myself. Now comes the sick hour that his servant made. Now shall he try his friends that flatter him.
My lord, your son was gone before I came.
He was. Why so? Go all which way it will. The nobles, they are fled, the commons, they are cold. And will, I fear, revolt on Hereford's side. Sarah, go, get me to Flash to my sister Gloucester, bid her send me presently £1,000. Hold, take my hand.
My lord, I had forgot to tell your lordship. Today as I came by, I called there, but I shall leave you to report the rest.
What is to me?
An hour before I came, the Duchess died.
God for his mercy! As a tide of woes comes rushing on this woeful land at once. I know not what to do. I would to God the king had cut off my head with my brothers. How shall we do for money for these wars? Go, fellow, get thee home, provide some cards, and bring away the honor that is there. Gentlemen, you go and muster men. Find to know how or which way to order these affairs, thus thrust disorderly into my hands, never believe me. Both are my kinsmen. The one is my sovereign, who both my oath and duty bids me defend. The other, again, is my kinsman, whom the king hath wronged. Both my kindred and my conscience bids to right. Well, somewhat we must do. Come, cousin, I'll dispose of you. Gentlemen, go, muster your men, and meet me presently at Barclay.
The wind sits fair for these to go to Ireland, but none returns. For us to muster power proportional to our enemy is all impossible.
Besides, our nearness to the king in love is near the hate of those love not the king. And that's for wavering commons, for their love lies in their persons, whoso empties them, by so much fill their hearts with deadly hate.
Wherein the king stands generally condemned.
If judgment lie in them, then so do we, because we ever live near the king.
Well, I will for refuge straight to Bristol,
Thither will I with you. Little office the hateful commons will perform for us, except like curs to tear us all to pieces. Will you go along with us?
No, I will to Ireland, to his majesty. Farewell. Hearts sages be not vain, we three here are that ne'er shall meet again.
That's as your thrives to be back, Bolingbroke.
Alas, poor Duke, the task he undertakes is numbering sands and drinking oceans dry. Where one on his side fights, thousands will fly. Farewell, at once, for all, and ever.
Well, we may meet again.
I fear me never.